Well, hello. Welcome back to my channel. Jashana here to talk about a friggin' book. I don't have this book physically. I own it on ebook, so whatever. But the book in question is, as you know, The Rage of Dragons by Evan Winter. I purchased this on ebook like last year, I want to say, when it was still self-published. I don't know what might have changed since it got picked up by Orbit and published through them. I'm assuming something's changed, but I went and read reviews, more recent reviews of the Orbit edition, and it doesn't sound like anything too drastic changed, so I feel pretty confident talking about this book. This book is adult fantasy, African-inspired world. It's like hundreds of years of this ongoing war between these two cultures, an oppressive caste system, very deeply prejudiced. There are people in this world who have magical gifts. They are called gifted, and they can do like a few set things with these gifts. And in my notes for this review, I said, supposedly dragons. The dragons you see in the prologue, once towards the beginning of the book, but like after the prologue, and then once at the end. That's all you fucking see. Dragons, that's it. And you hear about the like history of the dragons more throughout the book, but like the dragons don't play that much of a part. So for the book to be titled Rage of Dragons, I don't really understand that. So I did not love this. I wanted to love it so badly. I really did. Like, it sounded great from the description and from the premise. I was like, fuck yeah, sign me up. Non-European inspired fucking fantasy with dragons. Fuck yes. And the prologue, okay, I initially tried reading this like 8 months ago. And I started reading the prologue, and I think I was reading like too many books at the time or something, because I was getting just like, what the fuck? I don't even know. And I didn't even finish the prologue, and I just put it down and I waited and I picked it back up. And this time around, I loved the prologue. I was like super into it, and it set me up like with these really high expectations. And then quickly I realized that my expectations were too high. I was fooled. My biggest issue with this book was the main fucking character. Tao was insufferable. He had little to no personality. Like, I'm not even kidding. He just was there. Revenge was like 80% of his personality. Just this revenge plot that he was after. That was all he thought about, all he talked about, all he was consumed with for the most part. He was just super bullheaded, very biased, and stubborn as fuck. Even when presented with evidence that disagreed with what he thought in his head, he was just like, no, you're all lying to me. Like, what? No, you're fucking stupid. Like he was holding on to this prejudice and this revenge and this hate so hard, and it was like even the thought of getting rid of it without that to cling to, like, who would he be? He would be literally nobody. He would have no fucking personality or motivation. So, and he was just kind of dumb. I saw a review that described him as, they said he should have been named Leroy Jenkins, and he fucking should have been, because the amount of times that, you know, he had this big revenge plot, he had like a list of names of people he was coming after that are all very powerful, so of course it's not easy for him to get to them. And if he ever came across them, it would always be like in a public fucking space, and they have like bodyguards, and he's like planning and doing all this shit for months and weeks and whatever and years, and he's working up, he's got this fucking plan, and then he would see them, and it was like the plan just went out of his fucking head, and he's like, I'm gonna kill him right now. Except, are you? No, you're not, because you're dumb as shit, and you're surrounded by people, and they're surrounded by bodyguards. How did you think this was gonna go? And he did this over and over and over. It wasn't just like, oh, 2 times he was kind of dumb. Like, no. Up to the end of the fucking book. Like, no character development. None whatsoever. There's literally a part at the end where he sees someone that he wants to kill, and it's like this high stakes, high energy, high action, like shit is going down, and he has a mission that he's supposed to be on, and then he sees this person that he wants to kill, and he literally in the book is saying, like, I'm gonna sneak up on him, they won't see me coming, I'll cut his throat before he even knows I'm there. And the next fucking thing is him screaming the dude's name. I'm not kidding. Like, it goes from him being like, I'm gonna sneak up on him, blah, 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 to like, hey, you there! I'm gonna kill you! Like, what the fuck? And this is at the end of the book. And I was just like, am I supposed to like this guy? Am I supposed to be rooting for this absolute fucking dumbass? Because I'm not. It was so annoying to me. It was so annoying. And some spoilers here moving forward. I mean, you can tell I didn't like the book. I'll put a timestamp for, I don't know, where I talk about like my rating. So the whole revenge thing. At the beginning of the book, he's being trained by his dad, right? His dad is this great swordsman. He's like an important person in their army, and he's very well respected. And his dad is training a local noble, his son, right? So his dad's really good, and he's training this noble boy, and Tao is like buddies with him, and they're both training together. So Tao's like pretty good, you know, he's a pretty good swordsman. And then there's like a battle that unexpectedly happens that Tao unexpectedly gets involved in, and he sees real war, and he realizes like, fuck this, I don't want to be a soldier anymore. And number one, there was like, it was, I don't want to say insta-love, but it kind of was. It was a character who he had known for many years, but she just like showed up, and it seemed like he just suddenly was like, I'm in love with her. I just realized I love her, and I want to marry her. And she felt the same way about him, just like out of nowhere. Like there was no foundation built. It wasn't, their relationship prior to that wasn't described as like, ooh, they've been flirting for years. It was just like, oh, they're around. She's been around and she's pretty. I love her and I want to marry her and run away with her and not be a soldier. But then some shit goes down and his fucking dad gets killed basically on his behalf. And this is what sets him off on this whole revenge plot where he decides, I am going to go train and I'm going to kill all these dudes that had a part in my dad being murdered. And it literally just because he had so much pain and hatred and so much determination, he suddenly is the best swordsman to ever live. Ever in the history of ever. He's small. He's described as being small over and over again, but he can beat 3 dudes at once who are like champion fighters just because he wants to, because he really wants it really bad. And he's up really early and he stays late training, but like so do a bunch of other people and that have way more experience than him. But literally he has no like magical powers or anything. Just because he just really wants it really bad. He's the best ever. And it is described over and over again. And this was my second biggest problem with the book, aside from just Tao as a character or as a person, was this repetitive. The middle 50% of the book was just training. Skirmishes, duels, practice fights, just over and over. Tao beating people. Oh, another fight, Tao beating people. Oh, a skirmish, Tao and his people beat all the other people because Tao is so great. If it wasn't for Tao, they wouldn't have beat them. Tao fights another dude. Tao does another training with another dude. Tao's better than everybody in the whole fucking training camp. Just over and over and over. And I was like, I fucking get it. They're training and he's good. I don't need... It was like 300 pages, I want to say, of this shit, just over and over again. And some people might love like a training type thing. I do not for that long anyway. It was way too fucking long. And it just got so boring hearing over and over again about him beating more people. Oh my God, every time it would happen, I would kind of heavily skim any of these battles because I'm like, I know he's gonna fucking win because he wins every single time. No joke. And why do I want to read about that? How is that relatable in any fashion? How is that fun to read? It was very boring. It was very tedious. And then the ending just felt, I don't know, rushed and convenient. I really wanted to love this, but yeah, I just couldn't. And I wanted to DNF it at about 60%. I was like, I can't keep reading about him fucking skirmishing with people and beating them. I don't fucking care anymore. But I looked at some non-spoiler reviews that were like 4 and 5 star, and they were like, the ending though, oh my God, the ending, the best ending. Oh my God, my mind is blown. Like, I can't stop thinking about the ending to this book. I don't understand why. I really don't. But, you know, I'm glad that those people loved it. This book has like a 4.4 average rating on Goodreads. I don't understand how or why. But like I said, I'm super happy for all those people that loved it. And for anybody who's going to read it in the future, I hope that you love it. I hope that you, because we all want that. That's what we want. I wanted that. I wanted to love it. But fuck, I did not. On my 1 to 10, I gave this a 4.5, which is 2 Pushinicorns. It's not great, guys. That might even be like a little generous, honestly. Like, it really might. It might be more of a 1 star, but whatever. I'll leave it as is. If you read this book, let me know what you thought. If you horribly disagree with me and I've just, you know, offended your very being. As always, thank you so much for your time. Hope that you guys have a wonderful day, and I will talk to you later. Bye-bye.